Are you getting a third season? Is that not even happening? The discussion.
According to TV by the Numbers, you got 3 smiley faces with straight lines across.
What does that
Go
mean?
either way.
Yeah, sure. That sounds like an accurate.
The cancellation bear is not so sure, but from the inside, what do you think?
It might as well be a coin flip because it doesn't. Really? I'm pretty confident, but it doesn't. It's so random. It might as well be random.
So what's coming up, Dan?
Dungeons and Dragons episode.
What about Abed going to prison? Are you allowed to talk about this? I've heard whispers of something.
No, I heard you guys talking about it. You were talking about it like it was... Your point of assumption was that there was an upcoming episode about it.
That's him!
And furthermore...
Well, guess who it came from?
Wait,
Abed!
Dan, hold on. Dan, didn't I say in that interview that very well could have been thrown out? Like, so many stories get broken in the room that end up getting tossed. I said that on the fucking show.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm
Dan
concerned...
claims there was never even discussion of it to begin with.
Oh, really?
No. Wait a minute.
Dan, lay down.
Just as with the cowboy outfit with Jeff Davis, whose name is like I named the character after my friend Jeff, who had this cowboy outfit thing, and I brought that up in the writers' room. You better believe that the day after the weekend passed on which I bailed Abed out of prison, jail, of course I talked about. You talk about you have an intimate relationship with your writers' room, and you talk about everything going on in your life, and you mine everything going on in your life for episodes. You mine all of your friendships, all of your relationships, all of your families, and all of your memories for episode ideas. So yes, there was discussion, and yes, there's an awareness of the fact that the Abed character Danny Pudi plays is named after this friend of mine, Abed, who just spent the weekend in county. And so, of course, it's their job to, while I'm telling the story, say, what if we did an episode? My answer to that is, well, if we do that episode, we have to bring Abed Gaith in and really record him talking about...
Just play our podcast episode in the writer's room.
Possibly, but there needs to be more, and I think it's... Here's
Can we talk about the Modern Family story?
What's the Modern Family story?
Oh, yeah. That's the funny part. Is
here we go.
I woke
Listen up, AV Club.
When I was... The weekend the Saturday, I can't even remember when it was now. It's like, remember, Abed got pulled over in Burbank on a Thursday, I think?
Yeah. Yep.
And he got booked in Burbank and settled his affairs there, and then he told you guys the same story he told me, which is that they told him he was all taken care of in Burbank, and then he went back to his cell, and then they came and they slapped cuffs on him and put him in a bus, and he's going, something's going wrong. Yeah. Tell it to the judge.
Oh, God,
And all of a sudden he's at LA County.
And the fucking computer was down.
The computer was down.
Well, whatever it was, the night before, you went into a tirade about Modern Family.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was drunk, and because Steve Levitan,
the creator of Modern Family,
said in an interview that I read, somebody asked him, what do you think about the other shows on TV? And he said something like, oh, no, it's a great time for TV right now. I like this show. I like that show. I love this show. I even admire elements of Community.
And that set Dan off in an incredible way.
So because I'm a narcissistic asshole who envies and admires Steve Levitan, I read that and I take it as an insult.
Well, of course it was.
Yeah, it is an insult.
Well,
backhanded.
Yeah, but how many times have you been misquoted in an interview too? Like that's the other thing.
But it's also very sweet that you're so insecure.
I could. So it sticks in my craw because that's your worst nightmare. He's the quarterback of the football team. I'm in the chess club, like ratings wise. I want him to like me.
Yeah.
I unlike him probably because he's probably more professional experience than me. Equate my show and the perception of it with my value as a person. Blah 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 blah. So I make long story short. Every time I get more than 3 drinks in me and Modern Family comes up, I mutter something about it. And if I'm among company as I was the night before we went and tried to get Abed out, I was like raving. I went on this Modern Family screed. I'm like shouting. I'm like
he stopped
shouting.
himself. He's like, I must be waking up your neighbors. I'm like, no, keep going. This is amazing. It was like 20 minutes of screaming,
attacking Modern Family.
I'm just jealous rants about the mockumentary style and how it's like nobody acknowledges the fact that 30 Rock and Community are the only 2 shows on the air that don't use these crutches. You jump cut to anything. You got these voiceovers, and you have this invisible camera crews.
Who is this fucking guy?
Who the fuck is making a documentary about these people? Who are these people? I don't know.
Literally, I won't say
That's just
literally,
me.
but he's screaming, and then just passes out, and he sleeps over on my couch.
Like, and the gay guys, it's still, like, are you like still?
Yeah. I'm in my sleep. I'm like,
and we wake up, and get brunch, and we decide to go bail.
Decide.
We wake up. We got okay, Abed. We got to it must have been Saturday morning or something. So cut to like. We're at the we go to the Twin Towers. Is it called the Twin Towers?
Yeah,
I think
it's called
too soon.
Twin Towers.
Yeah. Somebody fly a plane into that thing. I'm serious.
Abed.
Too sooner. With there's all these guys. I'd never done this before.
Me neither.
The whole time I'm freaking out because all I can think about is Abed, our precious Abed.
Yeah.
We walk up to a window, and the cop comes, and he's like, "How long have you guys been partying?"
Oh yeah.
Because we look like us.
The vibe at the place, like Abed's inside there somewhere. We can't get to him, and even being outside of it makes you feel like you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're going to be sucked into it any second.
Holy shit! And the only thing that doesn't make you feel that way is the fringe biosphere that's developed around the edge of it, which is the bail bonds business. Because there's people handing out cards. Hey, you got a friend in there? Hey man, looks like it's no big deal. Like just come and sit with me. We'll hook you up. And there's like a bunch of guys like who that's their business is
milling around the two towers,
yeah, giving you because you're not going to get answers.
Flying a comedy show.
No, they're fucking like vultures all over.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and their businesses are named cutesy names like Bond Girls, bail bonds, and stuff. And so we
Bond
go,
legs.
We end up. We first we feel like you get that flush of like, well, I'm not going to be a sucker. I'm going to go through proper channels and figure out what to do. Well, guess what you're supposed to? Guess what they expect you to do inside that honeycomb? Get back out on the sidewalk and deal with the bail bondsmen like that.
Whoa.
They literally won't accept. I was like saying to
They're like brokers.
A guy. I was saying just hypothetically, just tell me like if I had a cashier's check for $10,000
cash.
Like and
cash wouldn't flow. No, you need like a fucking.
And they'll just arrest you.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I could get
it.
a cashier's check, and I need you, I'm just asking you this because the banks might be closing like within hours here, and there might be one here. If I can get a cashier's check for $10,000, can I just get him out? And the answer is no. Incredibly, and all your innocence washes away. You like really, you can't just. It's not Monopoly. You can't get your friend out for and they go, no, you need a bail bond in order to do that. And so you got to go through all these things. Their computers are down, all these things. And by the way, then meanwhile they're saying these terrifying things when they're looking at the computer, going, "Wow, that doesn't make any sense." He's been here for a while. Something about a medical thing.
He's definitely been raped.
Without talking. Yeah, I swear. I mean, we're just assuming that Abed is in there getting like. I'm just thinking if I was in there, and then I'm making the mistake of thinking
Dino's jerking off, thinking about
that Abed's take what would happen to me in there and multiply it times 10, and that's Abed. Turns out, as you guys found out in your interview, it's the opposite. Abed was the king of
goddamn Peter Sellers in being there.
Yeah, he united the Crips and the Bloods.
Exactly.
Oh God,
Are you West Side till
Oh my God!
I love Spider-Man too. Oh my God,
dude!
Oh my God!
Yeah. So amazing.
It's like watching Baby Huey weave over the I-beams. But so we don't know this at the time. There's no way to communicate. I guess that's the point of jail or something. And so and then they say, it's a medical thing. It turns out it's asthma.
Yeah.
I thought
it was just
because I had heard stories.
Insanity.
I thought that because he had told a story about getting pulled over and starting to cry, and saying goodbye to his car, and the cop freaking out. I thought, oh my God, they think he's crazy, and they put him in some crazy place. And I was like, and I'm sorry, it was like. He's not crazy. Like hungover, sitting at the bail bondsman, which is like co-signing for a house. Like you have to give so much information which is when I found out Abed's real name is Abdul
Wahid.
Jahawi.
Abdul Wahid Terrell Gates.
Yep.
I was like, keep him in prison. I found that Abed calling. He's like, we don't have an Abed. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. We don't have an Abed Gates. We have an Abdul Wahid Terrell Gates. I'm like, that must be it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, no wonder. Yeah.
And then those guys kept saying, because I kept going, I didn't know that was his name, and they go, you get a lot of people in here that find out they don't know their friends that well, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's so Dog the Bounty Hunter and all this. I'm like, what? Just catch me off guard. I'm like, shut up.
No, I just didn't know he went by his nickname.
So you're filling out this form, all of my information, and I put writer. Hey, what do you write? TV comedy and stuff. Anything I've seen? No, it's a show on NBC called Community, and Dino goes like, actually, the guy that we're trying to bail out, there's a character named after him on the show. It's called Community.
Like that'll help.
Yeah, and the guy's eyes light up in recognition and realization,
No way.
and he goes, "Wait, what? Wait." Is that the show with the 3 families?
Oh, no.
I start cackling.
And we both start crying, laughing. We hadn't laughed in 3 hours because this experience
That's
is
the
so
best thing that could happen.
freaky, and we're hungover. And